Right? Can you hear
There
me
we
now?
go. Hey, I think it's live. I don't really know. This is episode 1. We've got a little bit of experimental stuff going on here. Oh, it is working. Yes. Yes. Okay, it's going. So I think we're good to go. So yeah, anyways, what's up everybody? This is a new podcast that Jana and I just started called Nick and Jana Are Kinda Out There. So this is episode 1. Hi, Jana. I guess we'll just say that.
Hi, Nick. How are you? I'm trying to
Uh,
share this, so give me just a
yeah,
second.
you're good. Yeah. So I've never done this live through the event that I set up yesterday. Which I think setting it up through that event was a good move because it kind of went crazy. Like how many people were interested in it and everything. So all good, but I think it worked. So we'll see. Yep. Okay. I see myself live over here. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna share it over to my Facebook group. Boom. I'm just gonna click share. Not even gonna type anything. Just go in there. Go. Cool. Okay. So yeah, you're good, Jana. You got it all shared and everything.
Yep, doing that right now.
So I didn't even know like what to like prep for the show because it's episode 1, and so I was just kind of like, not my style to like try and plan things that I don't know what are gonna happen because I kind of need to know what's gonna happen. So we'll just kind of see where this goes and have a little bit of fun. And then anybody that's watching live, so there's 11 people watching live right now. You guys can comment on it. We'll see the comments roll in, and then I have to have some point in time today during the show where we answer them because I just love Q&A. It's like my favorite part. So you guys can ask all your questions in the comments. Okay, so let's do why we decided to start this show. Why we're doing this podcast. Do you have any stories you want to tell, Jana, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So Jana and I mean, how long have we known each other now? 4 years? Trying to
Or
think. Maybe
no, probably
3?
a little bit longer.
Yeah,
No, I feel
maybe.
like it's longer than that.
Yeah. Anyways, and so like as kind of things have gone on in our lives, like me and Jana just kind of like are both public personalities, public entities. What do you want to call that? Public people?
Public people.
Yeah. And so we
Party
kind of had just
people.
we were BSing about doing this show off and on lightly. Like there was no ever like sit down and have a steak dinner and plan it out. And then I just kind of decided like yeah, it's time to go. Like it's time to go. So let's just go. And so that's I don't know. I just kind of texted you and was like, "Are you down?" And you're like, "Yeah."
I had to commit because if I didn't just say yes, I was like, let me think about it. Then I would have never done it. So I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make myself do it. And here I am.
Yeah, so basically what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do this podcast in the beginning here. We're going to do it monthly. So it'll be once a month. That way it's cuz the amount of right, so I have like multiple podcasts that have kind of like come and gone and like kind of still exist but not really, but whatever, long story. And then every time another podcast gets created or invented or whatever, people would send it to me and be like, "Oh, so and so's coming for you. Oh, you got competition." I'm like, first of all, nobody's nobody's coming for me. Second of all it does is make it more robust, right? Like another podcast similar to mine or in the same niche of bounce houses, whatever, only makes you like think of me more. Like it's not competition, right? But at the same time, then those shows go like 3 episodes and they kind of dry up and go away. And so I didn't want that to happen. I'm like, no, cannot happen. We'll do it monthly. That keeps it like something we can both commit to and something we can both do.
I love that. I know. I was like, please don't say weekly. Please don't even say bi-weekly.
Mm-mm.
Monthly, I can get behind. Joe's like, you're gonna do what? And I'm like, well, he goes, do I have to go? I'm like, no, because I'm leaving.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean I did the weekly like back in like kind of the heyday, so to speak, of booze and biz. I did it weekly for, I mean, I don't know if it was like a full year, but it was like, I did it weekly for a very long stretch of time. And after a while, it's like, OMG. Like it starts to almost like become a job, which is not a bad thing. Like it's like I'm not saying that in a bad way, because like once the show gets going, like it is a job, right? With topics and prep and all of that stuff. But like I have a bunch of jobs already. So
I always say that. I'm like, I have like 5 jobs.
yeah, same. So I was like, that's why I was like, we'll do monthly. And then look, if this goes crazy and like Apple iPhone wants to sponsor it, maybe we'll go, at that point in time, maybe
Right.
we can turn it into a new job. Nick had a good question. I'll hit real quick. How will this be different? Don't know. It will be that, right? Because it's Jana and it's me. Like, so it'll be
Yeah,
different.
because we're awesome and we are owning our awesomeness. I'm gonna like make a big thing about that, you guys. It's just, it's like people always say, like, oh, influencers and all that kind of stuff. I try to loosely like not call myself that, but in reality, like I know that that's how people view me. And that isn't my goal though. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, maybe that's your goal, but not my goal. But I feel like we're different. We are very different. Like we are really open about like agreeing to disagree, like things that you say and I'm like, no. Like I one of these days I was actually going to make a post about you the other day because I found a picture of us and I don't know what you had said like in that moment, but my face was like I wanted to make a post and like joke about it because it was so funny. Like I was looking at you crazy, so I can only imagine like whatever you were saying was like totally not what I like felt or believed or whatever. But I think that that's how we complement each other because I think that we think a lot alike, but like our execution for things is very different, and I think that makes us unique.
Yeah, I totally agree because I mean, I start like so many sentences with everybody's different, comma, and then I say what I want to say or what I would do or whatever my advice is. But it's like I kind of have that precursor because it's like I'm not telling you this is the right thing to do. I'm just giving you kind of like my perspective on it. And then
Right.
you got to go, you got to go execute it however you want, like whatever.
I
Yeah.
love it when people like send me screenshots. Did you see what Nick just said for advice? And I'm like that's what you want though. Like you want diversity. You want somebody that isn't afraid to really say like what they would do or what they would say or how they would feel. You don't want this like prefabricated like motive, or some it just doesn't work that way. Like I don't like that.
Yeah, and I mean, like back in the day when I started, right? So I started in 2019 is when I started the jump off. Like there was no info out there at all. And then a funny character that no longer is in the industry told me about one of the Facebook groups. I literally thought it was the Facebook group. I thought there was only one. And I was the first time I could like get information. And so like I could kind of start learning. And I mean, I stalked that whole page constantly, learning, asking questions, whatever. And then all of a sudden there was just one day where like it kind of flipped and I could give my advice to people. And it was kind of the beginning of like what eventually led into the YouTube channel and blah, 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 all the other stuff that I do now. But yeah, I used to answer the questions like super cheerfully, like, yay, you can do it. And then over time, it's like, oh, I realized like, oh, that's not necessarily helping. It's helping them in the moment feel good, but like it's not helping them overall, right? Because I didn't say like the actual full truth. And so
Right.
now I'm like, I'm just gonna be a little bit of a smart ass, sometimes a lot of a smart ass, like inject a little comedy in there, but like I'm gonna tell you the thing. I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. I'm gonna tell you that you're not gonna be successful doing it the way that you're planning. Like whatever. I'm just gonna say whatever I want. And at first it was kind of weird but really quickly I started getting a lot of positive feedback. It was really bizarre. I was like, I thought people were going to start to hate me. Like I was going to be the villain. And awkwardly, like people really appreciate like that I'm whatever, saying what's on my mind, I guess, with a little bit of snarkiness, a little bit of, Nick snarkiness.
Yeah. No, and I have like, I kind of was like the same way. I felt like I was always um like trying to say the right thing instead of like, like
Yeah.
what was expected of me to say, like, oh, she's so nice and all that kind of stuff. I'm a lot more direct. Nick Hibden is watching this, like I have really worked hard on becoming a strategic thinker instead of emotional, and trying to not be defensive and, all of those things that come with growth, and realizing your worth and, knowing what you bring to the table and all of those things. Like, and I think I've watched both of us evolve, as people and in the industry and business owners. And, that is like, I'm proud of that. Emily said no one likes a yes man. And that I was always like, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll help you. Yes, I'll answer. Yes, I'll whatever. And now I value my time and my peace. And that was a really hard lesson for me though, and so I feel like this is like the right time and a good time, for both of us to come together because there is so much, at stake, and there is so much going on in the industry, and there is so much strife and, that kind of stuff that like we're totally different people. Like you and I are just
Mm-hmm.
very different. And so that's what I like about, like working with you and chatting with you and that kind of stuff, because we're not going to agree on everything. We don't agree on the same manufacturers. We don't agree on the same dollies. We agree to disagree, but still, support each other. And I love that.
Yeah. I think that's a great, like a great thing to call out too, because in 2019, I remember getting in this industry and being like it's 1992 here. Like what? There's nothing anywhere. There's no like. It was very strange, very dated. And then it just like I started making YouTube videos and kind of helping some people, and then all of a sudden it just like the whole industry just went and just caught right up to where it's like we're traveling at light speed, and yeah, and now there's so many dollies being made, blower companies, man. It's like, whoa, what happened? And I think it has caused some confusion. I think it has caused some, arguments or headbutting. And so yeah, hopefully we can be a positive influence with our snarky swear word advice and have a good time.
Nope, I agree. Sorry, I'm like have a crisis happening with the rental right now.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, and then to be clear, I think this is a good time to clear this up too, because you kind of mentioned it. I absolutely 100% set out to be an influencer. Fuck yeah, I will not apologize for that, okay? I totally did. I
Oh,
followed the advice that I got from a couple different, people I don't know, from podcasts, whatever, YouTube. And it worked, and it worked. And then as it started to work, I realized I don't want that life. Like I don't want to be the guy in the ad. I don't want to be the guy that like it's not what I want to do. Like I didn't enjoy kind of like being on the hook to deliver the thing, right? It's almost always a YouTube video, but like it's just not what I wanted to do. I was like, whoa, okay, I did it. It worked. Like I wanted to be an influencer back when like 2016 when I had nothing but an Instagram account and a corporate job. You know what I mean? And yeah, and then as it actually happened, I was like, oh yeah, this is not great. Now, I've got plans this year to hire someone to do marketing for the businesses as well as be kind of like my content manager. And so if I don't have to keep up with deadlines and all sorts of other stuff, maybe I'll change my mind and go back if it's a little easier where I don't have to like plan the video, make the video, edit the video, right? The whole thing. I may want to go back into that world, but I also kind of think I just want to dabble. Like I don't want to be like the Instagram model. Not that I'm pretty enough for that, but
I know, I get it. Like I never set out to be like an influencer or I don't even like that word because like who I am is like who I've been my whole life. Like I was just telling somebody this, I think yesterday or the day before, because they were giving me a hard time about not letting a certain person or manufacturer, vendor, whatever, post in my Facebook group. And I said, you know, like, this is my group that I've built, that I've put my time and my effort and all of these things, right? Like into it, like, you know, money, promoting it, all that kind of stuff. I said, you know, it's not a public group. It's a private group. It's a privilege to be in it. Like everybody's afforded the same opportunity, you know, to contribute and participate, but they like that right has to like remain earned, right? Like you have to do right by your customers. You have to have good customer service. You have to fix issues. You should, you know, like have insurance, all those kinds of things or whatever. And the guy was like, I just don't understand. And I said, like, at the end of the day, like, this is my group. Like you don't have to pay to be in the group. You know, there aren't paid sponsors or anything like that. You just have to like want to be part of the community. You have to contribute outside of like trying to sell your products. Like you need to engage in conversations. And for some reason that's like really hard for people to understand. And before I was, you know, like super active in this community, because this is my 16th year, we're going into my 16th year because I am old. Like I had other interests. I was a PTO mom. I was a, you know, like top sales agent, you know, and like all kinds of different things. I've always been somebody willing to help and teach and coach and guide and mentor and all that kind of stuff. It evolves like as your life evolves, right? Like as you go from retail to something else or, you know, management or whatever. So I think that people like just assume that you and I, like, this was like our goal. Like, no, this was never my goal. Like, I just want people to be successful, buy good products, be happy, you know, get taken care of, like, be able to leave their jobs or have their wife stay home or whatever their goal may be, you know, like that's what drives me. That's what fuels me. It's not free inflatables or free dollies. Cause in reality even if I got those things, the work that I put into it, it's not free. Like that's my time. And nobody sees that, you know, like I don't know. They're just quick to judge and quick to assume. And that makes me sad because if they saw what we put into what we do and showcase and talk about and all that kind of stuff, they'd have a better like understanding that it's not just, you know, making a video or making a post or, you know, whatever. Like we sacrifice as well. It's like a job.
Yeah. Well said. I don't know if I can add much to it. So I think you crushed it. So I'm just gonna leave it out right there. Boom. But I do want to talk about something else hard and something else that is hard to build and that you and I have built with the help of Mike Bissell. That is Event Pro Summit. It is okay. So if you guys want to buy tickets, they're very cheap. Okay, they're in my opinion they're too cheap, but there's three of us, so like my opinion only goes so far. So
I have this literally. I just opened a message on Facebook and it says, "Hey Jana, great talking to you yesterday. Got a question. Me being in the business for 22 years, and yes, I can always learn new stuff. Would the Event Summit Pro be beneficial to me?" If you just sent me this message, I will not call you out. But if you just sent it to me, like that was like perfect timing. You are reading Nick's mind. 100%. You know, like I am excited about it. This is going to be my 16th year. Like last year was like everything from startups to, you know, $1 million plus companies. And any conversation, any interaction, I always feel like there's something that you can take away from it, like no matter what. And I would encourage anybody who is, serious about the industry, who's passionate about growing their business, who has an open mind, to come out. Like, I'm psyched.
Oh, I thought last year, right? Because it's kind of like this podcast. Like, we don't know how to put on a summit. We do now, but like last year was like I had an absolute blast, like running around, running production and mics and lives, and it was so much fun. But to get all the people together, right? Like that kind of, oh my God, like right? I don't get to go talk entrepreneurial stuff, and I certainly don't get to go talk any of the bounce house tents event stuff with anybody ever in person other than IAPA, and then to have Event Pro Summit. Like, it's just so much fun to be around and like listen to people learning. And I mean, dude, I stole so many ideas that I heard people talking about last year and implement, like just these little things here and there. Like, I absolutely loved it. But the tickets are $200 and it's pinned in the comments. So you should see on the Facebook comments. And then if potentially, I don't know if the pinned comment works on YouTube Live, but hopefully it does. Hopefully, if not, DM me or Jana. But $199 will get you to the summit. And if you want to bring your spouse, your employee, your manager, whatever, every additional ticket after that's only $99. And we feed you lunch every day. So that ticket basically is like free food. And then keynote speakers. I'm speaking. Jana's speaking. I know we haven't released the speakers yet, but we got some great people, some different kind of different perspectives coming from a lot of the keynote speakers. Not the same old. So it'll be amazing.
Yeah, I think that's like what I'm really excited about is, we took the feedback that we got last year, which was really good. I felt like last year was awesome. Like Nick said, it's like you go to IAPA and everybody, when you're new or when you haven't been, you're like, oh, I want to learn. I want like all this education stuff and all that kind of stuff. And you have to kind of tell them like, that's not what IAPA is about, And so then they get there and they're like, oh my gosh, like, yes, you can meet the manufacturers. Yes, you can talk to them. But like the small groups and just really like that one-on-one and, kind of interaction, people yearn for that, right? Like we can have it on Facebook and on the, on the lives or the Zooms or whatever, and that's great. But when you get in a room, and this like holds true because there's like people that came to the summit last year that like they will tell me like, oh my gosh, I was just talking to whatever. And it's so funny that like the friendships and the bonds and relationships that are built off of these like conferences and smaller group settings where you kind of find people that are there's a famous author, Dan Martell, he calls it like 3 a.m. friends, like those people that just know what you're going through, like what you're experiencing. In like real life, it's really hard to talk about like how tough the industry is, like how hard we work, and like doing deliveries. Nobody knows the magnitude of those things because they think like, oh, you make all this money, you got all these rentals and customers counting the inflatables on the trailer and that kind of stuff. But they don't see like what goes into it, and they can't understand that. But like you could call somebody in the industry, or you can make a post in the Facebook group, and people are like, oh, that's happened to me, or this is what I did, or I hit a gas line or whatever. So those are the relationships that are built and then strengthened by like meeting those people in person and having those like interactions in either a large or smaller group setting. Somebody said something about breakfast. Did you see that, Nick?
There was somebody that was asking about breakouts. This one.
Breakout. I thought it said breakfast.
I read it as breakfast too before I put it on the screen. I'm like, oh no, breakouts. There won't be breakout groups for different stages in business specifically, but yes. So on the first day, we're going to have, so we're changing or I guess I'm going to use the word evolving, the bounce house yard sale. We're evolving it into a more of an auction style. So it's going to be the bounce house auction. It's going to be freaking rad. So that'll be the first day. And then during the auction, right? Because you're not going to want to stand at the auction and buy every inflatable that is put up for auction. So during the auction, all day that day, we're going to have our breakouts. So that'll be the 27th of January. We'll have breakouts. So like I'm going to do, I think my breakout is, I don't remember if it's 90 minutes or 2 hours, but I'm going to do kind of like a how to start a Christmas, not necessarily how to start a Christmas light installation business, but like what it entails, like, whatever. And then we're going to have, Rob's going to do a breakout of $1 million something or other, right? And then Justin's got a breakout. Alvin's got a breakout about using AI marketing. Justin's breakout is how to say no, like the power of saying no, not just saying yes. So that whole day you can go sit in on other kind of smaller, more intimate little groups or rooms and get what you need out of those. And very excited for it all. Yes, that is our names. No, I saw, Matthew, I saw that you had a question that I wanted to, there it is. Yeah, so there is also a virtual. So we're going to have a virtual setup. I bought some fancy new gear for that the other day. I've got to test it still, but very excited for that. But yeah, so we'll have a virtual. It is $75. Yeah, $75. And so there'll be a virtual feed. The first day during the auction and all the breakouts will kind of be, we'll be in this room, in that room, whatever. And then every keynote speech and all that good stuff, we'll have live for you. And then the plan is to also have it be recorded. So that way, if you want to buy the virtual ticket and you're busy that weekend, you're going to miss a day, whatever, it'll be recorded. And so you can go back and watch it at a later date.
Yeah, I feel like this year we took it a little bit like further. We thought a little bit harder about like what we felt like, instead of it just being us, right? Like just us talking about our journeys and stuff. Cause you guys hear that all the time and we share that and we comment and all that kind of stuff. We really wanted to bring people that like you're not super familiar with that are like successful, right? We all want to be like, surrounded by successful people, but they're like the quiet ones, they're the ones that are like, man, I did this. I had this kind of growth. I shifted from a party rental business owner to an event owner or a tent owner, or I do, like balloon decor and I make as much as, my husband who does inflatables, like just different things to be able to open your minds to different ideas, because everybody's always looking for add-ons and, like that type of stuff, instead of just inflatables, just bounce houses, just dabbling in tents or pop-ups or whatever. We really wanted to kind of level it up a little bit this year.
Yeah, we're gonna have CPA. We're gonna have spoiler alert, Alex Cosio speaking about insurance. Like, I feel like he crushed so hard last year that it was like, yeah, we got to bring you back, dog. But yeah, like you said, balloons, large scale stuff, scaling up. It's gonna be amazing. I'm very excited. And then Rob's got crazy LCD trailers with speakers or whatever.
I can't wait to he is so excited. He's like a kid in this. He was like, Jana, just wait. He's like, you don't even understand. And he's like sending this video. And I'm like, what is even happening? He's like, you just gotta open your mind.
Oh, that's so funny. I got a quote on one of those trailers because I was like, man, I don't think I want to copy Rob. And I don't know if my community, this really works. But like, I don't know. Like, let me get a quote on it. Yeah. Pass.
That's our best. But that's what I love about it, is because we take away from it too. Like, forget about just, everybody else. Like, we're learning. He's encouraging us. He's trying to, mentor us. And so I think it really comes full circle. I feel like we can all, learn from each other. And, even just having the conversations, opens your eyes to so many things.
Yeah, totally. And one of the other things too that is like, maybe it's not low key impactful. Maybe it's like insanely impactful. But the fact that it's at Bounce House Atlanta and you get to see like 500 or 600 inflatables and 30 Rollsalls and Jolly Dollies, like.
So like what makes me love that about the summit, what I feel like makes it different is like Rob and Mike work in this every day. They're not like hands off. This isn't like this well-oiled machine where they're absent, like they show up every single day with their team. They lead, they are, the first ones to jump on a truck if something goes wrong or somebody calls out or, like whatever. This is a really like hands-on business. You're not going to some, 100,000 square foot warehouse where the operator's doing, like 8 or 10 million and they really don't have any idea what's going on in their business. These guys are like in touch with everything. And I love that about them.
Oh yeah, they're incredible, both of them. That's the tour. That link I just put. It looks really crappy on my end, but hopefully it looks good in the comments on Facebook. But that's the tour that I did last year with Mike of Bounce House Atlanta, so you can get an idea. And I put on the thumbnail that it's 26,000 square feet. I'm pretty sure it's 32. I think the like warehouse section where the inflatables are is 26, but like the office-y space in that building is enormous. So if you want to check out, go check out what it looks like in Bounce House Atlanta, and kind of like, and during the summit, you can go check that out. And then, yeah, go buy tickets, $200 for first ticket, only $100 for your second ticket. And it is January 27, 28, 29. 27th will be breakouts and the auction. And then 28, 29 are keynotes. We'll have lunches and dinners and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's in Alpharetta, Georgia, in the warehouse of Bounce House Atlanta. Is that all I feel like I'm a bad salesman, like I'm a bad pitch guy, like the worst infomercial guy ever. Bounce House Atlanta, get your tickets now.
I think that's, like kind of sums it up. I mean, yeah. They can send the link. I see Garrett commenting about hiring. And then there was something about rural communities versus metro, maybe.
I did see that too.
Those are all topics that, like we kind of touch on. I was on a call earlier, Garrett, with somebody that we literally had that same conversation because he was telling me, sorry guys, he was telling me that he has like, when he buys something, he buys like five of them. I'm like, no, like that isn't going to work for me. You know what I mean? But I have clients that does work for, in my market where it is, not metro, more rural, whatever you want to call it. The idea that I buy 5 of the same inflatable would put me out of business. I've almost every single time I've bought a multiple, I've regretted it.
And same.
So that kind of just goes to show like it isn't a one size fits all. It isn't that this company's, like structure or processes are like the do all tell all that's going to make everybody all this money. There's so much variation to this industry that people don't realize.
I'm going to send the address. So this is the address for Bounce House Atlanta.
You have a list of the hotels from last year. It's like 4.
Yeah, there's not very, like, just go to that on Google and type up. It doesn't go to Facebook. Hold on.
I can send it. I sent it to somebody yesterday.
But yeah, but there you go. There's the address to Bounce House Atlanta. So go look up that address, and then on Google Maps you can put in, Airbnb or whatever, or hotels. I'm an Airbnb guy. I do not like hotels, dude. There's gross eggs in the morning, and bleh. I stay in an Airbnb. I
can't.
Oh, Bissell just said that he sent Garrett the link.
Okay, I sent you the link too, Nick. Well, it's the link from last year, so I don't know if Mike has changed it or not. But
we have a discount. There you go. The Hilton.
I need a book.
There you go. Okay. let's go to I wanted to talk a little bit about, and we may have kind of already hit on that a little bit, but no, actually I changed my mind. I want to talk about why so many people start bounce house businesses wrong or incorrectly. And then we can kind of do like how to actually get started. So my thoughts on this is that so many people, I mean, how many times do I get a DM a day of somebody that's like, I have 2 bounce houses, I'm trying to, and you're like, bruh, you don't have a business with 2 bounce houses. Like, a small business is 10.
Let's be real though. When you start, how many did you start with?
In 2019, I started with 2.
And you thought you had a business. Don't lie to me, Nick.
My ego was like, I have a business, but like my brain was like, I'm such a poser, dude. I know, to honest to God, right? It was a different era, right? So insurance was, I mean, a fourth of what it is now. But when I got the 3rd one, I was kind of like, I don't know. And then I bought a trailer full of 9 total for $2,000 flat for a trailer full of 9 bounce houses that were used. Once I got to 12, I was like, oh, hell yeah. We can. I only had 6 blowers. I had 12 inflatables, but only 6 blowers. But I was like, oh, now, like, I was like, I can feel comfortable like saying I have a company now. When I had 3, I was like, like this little thing, like I got a bounce house company, like a little
side hustle.
Yeah. 12, I was like, I got a bounce house company. It's called The Jump Off.
Love it. Yeah, that's like one thing, like people always say, like, I think they're quick to judge, because I feel like sometimes we forget like where we started. Not that we forget, but it leaves us, right? Like, that's why I asked you how many you started with, because I had a feeling it was like in a low number. But your mentality, like that shift, from like then to now, and even just the industry as a whole is so much different. So when people say like, oh, I've never given a discount, or, I never did something for free, I always try to like, hey, wait a second, let's take it back. And then they're like, oh, dang, you're right. I'm like, you might not do that now, but 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. And I feel like that's really important. Like anytime I answer a question, I try to sit there and like reflect for a second before I come hard, because more than likely we all kind of have like a similar experience,
So, but I agree with you 100%, but mine's backwards. I was too proud of starting with 2 to where I finally like realized, I'm like, fuck, I'm putting out into the universe something that's not doable. Like I'm causing this to happen. And I was like, I need to shut my trap about my story back in the day and kind of do if I were to do it over, you know what I mean? Because like when I started to Jump Off, like I started it to gain business experience so I could go start what I thought was a real business. And then once I kind of got rolling, I was like, damn, I did start a real business. I don't need to go start a fancy thing. But yeah, so I've edited out that beginning part of the story a little bit, just because it's like it is misleading to people, to where it's like you can't start with 2. You can't start with 2. You can't do what I did.
You can, Nick, and I like, you should. That is part of your story, though. That's the reality. Like, I feel like that's what makes you like relatable, is that, like Joe Blow has 2, and he could be Nick someday, Dylan's like, I started with 4. And Dylan and I talk, I think that like, don't leave out the beginning. I think that that's a really important part of like who you are and how you got to where you're at. And people will relate to that, whether it's 2 or 4 or 6 or 3 or whatever. I love that about your story.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun and it's great, but it's just like, I don't know. I feel like putting it out into the world is like I have to like do this qualifier where it's like, you can't do this. Here's what I did. but you can't do this. Like,
I started with 5 dry things in June in Florida, 5 dry only. 2, like that's like one of my number one like recommendations. Like, first of all, use your brain. Clearly, my brain was like, knew nothing about anything about the party rental industry. When I first started, like, it's June, it's 98 degrees, and you touch the vinyl and you're like, ouch, but that's the reality. Like, I, like you, made tons of mistakes, lost so much money, trying things and doing things and, trying to teach ourselves. Because, I mean, when I started, we had the Moonwalk Forum. Like, there was, it was like mostly men. Like, it was so crazy. Like, it was like a chat board, right? I'm so old. I'm thinking about this, like, oh my gosh, but this is reality. Like, there were a handful of women in there. We very rarely said anything because this was like a male dominated industry, and they were like intense. Like, you think that people in the Facebook groups are crazy? These men were like, they took this like serious times 1,000. I mean, I just read, like, I was just a lurker. Like, all I did was like soak in the information, try to, like, decipher like who was full of crap and who wasn't. And some of these guys were like incredibly successful. But it was just a totally different like vibe when Facebook, evolved into what it is. These people tell me all the time, like, why do you and Nick help people? Like, why is people selling them stuff? Like, what is wrong with you guys? Do you remember how hard we had to work? I'm like, guys, none of that even matters. Like, that's like who we are. That's what we do, like, put back into the world, it will come back to us. It isn't about, like telling all the secrets or, anything. It's like genuinely wanting people to be successful and not have to experience some of those like heartaches and, eating ramen or, like whatever, to pay your bills kind of things. Like, it's just to better the industry, like, as a whole. It isn't to make it super easy or anything, because any kind of information that like I put out or you put out or anybody puts out, anybody that answers a question, like, typically is to help somebody or prevent them from, like, making a mistake that, this is people's livelihood. Like, some people don't have jobs and, like, outside of this job. So it's, it's important. And I don't know.
I think it, like, because I started basically putting out every single thing I could possibly help somebody with, advice-wise, tactics, whatever, right, for free. Now, yeah, it's not organized in some like nice little like online course or whatever. Not my motivation. But I put it all out for free. But I was kind of like, if you tell all the secrets and make them all public, it levels up everybody, because the 4 people that are like gatekeeping that information, like, I just told you how the magic trick worked. Now they got to go, figure out better magic tricks. Like, it levels everything up.
And it's not even that. It's like, we put out this information, we give these tips and, advice or whatever, but like the number of people that actually like execute is like considerably low. Like worry about yourself, like, if I tell 100 people like the best way to do something to make money, I don't even know if 10 of them are gonna like
no
try it. You know what I mean?
No way.
Guys, like, people forget, they're lazy, they don't want to put in the work, they want to pay somebody. Like, all these things factor into it. Like, focus on you, do your thing, what you think is going to work for you, and and kind of just like watch. Like, I have people tell me like, oh my gosh, Jana, my competition is sold out. They said they were sold out. I saw they posted on like in a group or whatever. And so like I go to their calendar and I like select the date. And I'm like, what are you like? It literally shows 3 things are rented. And they're like, what? And I'm like, people just talk. Like, don't stop worrying about what, like, how silly do you feel? And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. And I'm like, yeah, like, just stay focused, Yeah,
the competition's never the reason you lost. And it's like the more you're like looking around, looking back at the guy you're racing, the slower you're going forward. Like just go run your race.
I added like my biggest, like I don't really consider like anybody competition, but sure, my biggest competitor, like in my direct town, to our Facebook group. And everybody was like, what's actually, like, he's in the same town as you. Okay. You give out all this free information. So, like, yeah, who cares? Like, if he called me, I would help him. Like,
Right.
you need 50 chairs, come and get them. Hey, you know, like, whatever. You need an extra guy, your dolly broke down, whatever. Like, again, like, what you get out of life is what you put into it. Like, why would I want to, you know, like hold somebody back? Like if he wants to listen to my advice and try to make his business better, it'll probably make my business better, you know? And we operate really differently. Like I wish he would listen to some of the things that I say.
Oh, I love that.
We would probably both make more money.
That's funny. I mean, I have a good relationship with most of my competition. I mean, and I don't remember when it was, but it wasn't that long ago. I sent someone to go to clean units for Matt or pick up a unit for Matt. I don't remember, but like, yeah, I mean, me and Matt have been Matt helped me a ton when I was brand new because he'd already been in the business for so long. So it's like, and we used to share employees. I share employees with Dave at TDK. Like, yeah, I'm totally not into the gatekeeping everything.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like, you know, it's what you put into it. That's the reality. Like I had a call with a guy today and he was like, hey, I want you to run my Google ads. And I was like, that's great, but I'm not going to run your Google ads until you fix X, Y, Z. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, because I know that you're not going to be as successful as you could be. And if you don't want to put in this little bit of work to help make your ads, you know, convert better, then like, we're not a good fit. And he's like, he goes, you're so funny. And he's like, you're so serious. And I'm like, yeah, like totally, like call me when all those things are fixed because all of them are broken and that's going to hold you back. And I want you to be successful. Like I probably want you to be just as successful as you want yourself. And he's like, that's so wild to me, Jana. He's like, you could have just taken my money. And I'm like, not till you fix all that stuff.
But the other thing about it too, like it's so smart on your part, like because if you just were like, yeah, let me set up your ads, he'll be pissed they're not working, and he's gonna be calling you and yelling at you.
Yeah, like, no, like I mean, some of those things are like really hard. It's the same thing with like customers, like, you know, wanting discounts or, you know, all of these things. Like I used to be like a yes person, like, okay, sure. You want me to, you know, like run your ads? Sure. You want a discount? Like, no, like that causes me more headache and stress and all that kind of stuff. Like I want to put good into the world, but like, you got to do your part. I want to work with people that are driven and motivated and that kind of stuff. And customers, I want to work with customers that, you know, can like understand our side of things and respect our side of things as far as, you know, delivery and, you know, labor and all that, all of those things. Like in any business, you want to work with people that, you know, want to work with you and will put in the work or show appreciation or, you know, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, I don't, I'm just now doing bigger events at the jump off. So everybody that I've done, like there's 2 gigantic churches. We just landed the second one, so we do all their events now. Everybody I've done events with at the jump off, big events with so far, has been pretty awesome. PTA, there's one PTA lady that's a little bit of a basket case, but like she swears more than I do. So I'm like, we get to be real, huh? So we're good there. But in the Christmas light industry, oh dear Lord. I fired a couple pretty big, not gigantic, but pretty big clients this year because I was just like, your $3,000 is not worth the bullshit that I have to go through. Chasing you down to pay the invoice, and then every little thing is wrong. It's just like, not worth it.
I just told an operator yesterday, like that is probably like an hour and a half from us. I told them they were talking about, you know, like buying some seasonal stuff. I said, I literally just fired a client that spends about $30,000 to $50,000 with me a year. Like this is your opportunity to go, you know, like sell yourself, sell your, your services or whatever, because I'm not doing business with them anymore. Like, if we're not on the same page, if you can't respect me like I respect you, then you're not, like, you're not my kind of client. And Joe was like, you're so funny. And I'm like, I can't anymore. Like, I used to just like be a doormat, right? Like, oh,
Yeah.
The money and this is great opportunity. And nope, not anymore. Like, you have to respect me to work with me, because otherwise that stuff will eat you up. Like, it will wear you out. And I'm tired enough and old enough that I can't do it anymore. I'm just like, okay, you're fired. Like, it's that simple. Like, nope. They're like, oh, our Easter event. Nope, you're gonna have to call somebody else, because if you can't respect our terms and conditions, and we're doing all these things, we're not working together anymore.
Yeah, and to me too, it kind of puts, at least this happened to me, because this was the first year, because I've always been like, absolutely, you got it, and then you set the phone down and go, this. So this was the first year that I didn't do that, right? I was proactive in getting rid of the problem, so to speak, but it made it like put this weird pressure on me to level up even more, because I was like, oh, I just like told him I'm too like elite or like not what I'm like. Now I got to go like follow through with that with everybody else, like make sure that communication is as high. And it really kind of just put a spotlight or like a little flashlight onto something that I just was not even aware of, and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go, like, I'm not gonna go endure through the Christmas light season because it's insane, right? 1 month to do all the money. Like, we got to go above and beyond. Like, I've now made that statement to multiple people that we're not doing their lights. I'm like, we got to go like next level, like what's the next level? And so it was a really amazing kind of like, I don't even want to call it aha moment, just like hit me in the face. I don't know. It was amazing though.
No, I agree. Like, going back to like when you started, like, you never told anybody no. Like, you let people get away with things and, misuse your equipment or get them wet or filthy dirty and, silly string and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, you learn as you go, and you sacrifice yourself, in your business and your equipment when you start, because you're desperate, right? You're like, you got to pay bills, you got to pay your warehouse or your storage or whatever. So as you evolve, you start to realize, like, I don't have to do those things anymore, and I'm like sitting here this year thinking, like, even though I had the same feelings last year, like, I wanted to fire them last year so bad, but I was like, no, I can't, I can't. And then like, the same thing happened. Like, we had this big talk, we had all these agreements, we, like, all these things were supposed to go totally different this year to not reflect how it was last year. And then they started to like all the same things. And I'm like, okay, like this is the sign, like, I'm about to choke you out, like, you're fired. They will call me and like, I immediately like am stressed out. I'm like, there is no amount of money that is worth that anymore. And it took a long time to like get to that point. But, I think that's, you got to know your worth. And that's, like, from when you start to, when you're uber successful or, whatever, like, there is value to that, like your mental health, all that kind of stuff. And it's hard. It's hard to say no, but I am like every day trying to be better about that. Like, nope. I'm going to be strategic. I'm not going to be emotional. Like, let's look at this side of it. And I just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, the other thing that I've done too is like, because I used to have a problem with charging what we're worth, right? Like, so just launched mini golf last year, right after IOA. So what was that? Probably late April, something like that. And randomly now I'm getting people that want to rent it that are in Shreveport, which is 5 hours away. And I had one in Texas where I was randomly the closest person. And so, like, I'm trying to figure out how much, I'm doing all this math, trying to figure these out. And I'm like, wait, let me slow down. How big of a cramp is this going to put on the jump off if I'm still operating with jump off guy? I'm like, No. So I told her 30. I told all three of them 3,500. The one in Texas was $4,000, $3,500, and one of them is going to get back to me. And then one of them did get back to me and said, "Let's do it." I'm like,
Oh,
"Are you kidding me? We got an event 5 hours away for $3,500." But it's like I did the math, and then I was like, it's not worth it. Still, even though the math says that's worth it, that's not worth it. Like times it by 2 and got to 3,500. And they're like, yeah, it's like a church. They're like, yeah, that sounds great. We'd love to have you guys. I'm like, you what? Okay, sounds great. 18 holes coming up. But now that I kind of am figuring out my worth, like I can just add that dollar amount, to where it's like if they say no, I'm okay. They say yes, I'm like, okay.
I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay, so I've got a question that has come to me more now than ever via DMs and probably in Facebook groups too, comments, whatever. Website stuff. I had somebody today who was awesome. I don't know, she might be watching. Was messaging me back and forth. She's scaling her business. She's doing pretty good. She has an inflatable office, but her website kind of looks like crap, she thinks. And then so I clicked on it and I was like, I didn't go very far. I was like, oh yeah, we need some love here. What is your opinion on website stuff? Because mine's gonna be too nuclear for you, so I want yours first.
I feel so like, I think it really just depends on like, do you have a booking software, like all of those things, because like whatever lane you're in kind of varies, like what options you have. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I am, when you're like early on, I wouldn't invest like a ton of money. Like, yeah, invest some in your website, but I mean, you could invest $1,000 or you could invest $7,000, right? And I would never almost like any point until you're, $500,000, let's say, tell somebody to invest $7,000 into their website, right? Because things change, you change, your vision changes, your brand changes, like all these things change. So if you invest this big chunk of money into your website all at once, right? And then in a year or a year and a half, your brand changes, or you feel like, let's say you had neon, like that's not cool anymore. Like that's a lot of money to have to like go, to eat.
Yeah.
Like, and so I always tell people like really cautious, like start with a free template, start with something basic and then, like work your way up. ERS, BCN, all of them. I mean, my advice is pretty consistent, like, throughout the same, like it needs to look, look okay. It needs to look good. The colors need to pop and it needs to look, if you're going for fun, if you're going for corporate, most people start with fun, and most people are parents, get like other people's opinions, make sure it's easy, test your checkout all the time, check your calendar all the time. Like I was on somebody's website today, I was like, this button doesn't, the book now button didn't work. He's like, what? And I'm like, let me share my screen. And he's like, Jana. And I'm like, yo, dude, I don't even know. Like, how long has it been like that? Like, these are things that as business owners, we got to take accountability for. Like, nobody else is checking our website for us. And we get people come through our funnel or our high level lead ninja, whatever you want to call it all the time. And it's other operators. Like some of them are people that I talk to and some of them aren't. I'm like, why are you testing out my funnel? And they're like, I'm just looking to see what other people are doing. I haven't talked to you in 4 years. I'm like, oh, well, how are you? But it's just funny. Like, keep your finger on the pulse, like what's going on, and not only like your stuff, but other stuff. And I think that is really important. Like you don't have to go crazy on your website. It needs to look good. It needs to convert. It needs to have the right call to actions, the right information or content. And, you can kind of build from there. You don't have to do it all at once.
Okay. So we're mine's not nuclear then. We're pretty much in the same ballpark. But that's what I kind of do when I start going back and forth with somebody about websites is, number one, I tell them I'm not a web designer. So like I can give you some pointers just from being like an entrepreneur, but under no circumstances am I, a web designer or an expert. But I kind of try to gauge like what their motivation level is, or what their like how inspired are you to become successful? Like, is this like, oh, woe is me, I can't figure anything out? It's like, okay, that guy's gonna get a much different piece of advice, than the gal that I was chatting with this morning was like just on it, smart, like long, thoughtful replies. Like she was just bam, 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 bam. And so yeah, and I basically kind of said, like, you just got to make a decision what you want to do, where you can go do it yourself, right? Which is what my website was. Like I installed the Inflatable Office template, and then I went through and redid it. I don't even know. Sometimes I felt like 20 times a day, like, but just tinkering things and measuring and doing the best I can, because yeah, I was on a budget, right? I was scaling. And then once I got to a certain point, the website was actually really good. Like I'd kind of like accidentally done a good job over time. But there's just a point in time where like, I just kind of had the aha moment in my head where I was like, this website is the one thing that interacts with 100% of my clientele, whether, arguably 200% of the clientele, because the ones you don't get still interact with it anyways, right? And so I was doing, I don't know, 300,000 a year, 350, something like that. And so it's kind of like, can't get to 1 million without, yeah. So I went and spent a whole buttload of money, multiple times now, right? And so yeah, I'm well over, I'm pushing $8,000 total investment into the website in one shape or form, But if I had 10 inflatables, I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
No, hell no. So I kind of tell them like, spend 1,000, because like I know you guys have an awesome web designing. I don't even know what to call it because I'm too uneducated. But like I know you guys do websites and they're awesome, and you have them priced at an affordable price point, right? And then there's full custom site, which I don't know what that costs now. I know what it cost when I did it. I don't know what it costs now. I'm sure it's more expensive, just like Chick-fil-A is and everything else is. But it's kind of like pick your poison. But I kind of just try to educate them like this. Like if you were a clothing store or a boutique or something, and your store looked like shit, but you were like super passionate about clothes and wanted to give great customer service and had great workers, but like the store looks disheveled, nobody's gonna buy clothes from you. Like,
Yeah.
You've got to be on brand.
It's kind of like, okay, I'm going to throw Chris Weed like right under the bus because I love him and it cracks me up. He gives Bounce House people such a hard time about their shirts. Like,
oh yeah,
it cracks me up. Like at the end of the day, like I'm a firm believer and I will stand on this. The shirt is like Chris's business is totally different than most of ours, right? Like his clientele, like all these shopping malls and all these things that he's doing, like most of the party rental industry that's in these groups that's not their job. That's not their jam, So I always tell people it's the same thing with their car wraps, like
I do have a bone to pick with some of those car wraps though. I do. I'm like, that's what we did.
To sell your business, like your website, like you just said, like your website you see, right? Typically the car comes after, the shirt comes after, so it's important. Like I love that they take pride in their business, right? And that they want it to be flashy and bright and all like that. I'm not going to judge them for that. Like he'll like freak out on people. And I'm like, dude, like they've already like earned their business. Now they just need to like look the part. Like our shirts are not as flashy as most people's because I don't have like units on them or nothing.
No, mine's...
But every time we go somewhere, somebody's like, "Oh, I love your shirt." We have these like Christmas shirts that have candy canes and like greenery at the top. The number of people that ask us where we got our shirts, I'm like, it literally says Happy Bounce, like in the middle of it. Like, what do you, they're like, it's so cute. My dad went to the doctor the other day. He just had knee surgery. And the doctor's like, man, I really like that shirt. I go, Dad, why would you wear that to the doctor? He goes, anytime I wear that shirt, I get compliments. So I feel like as long as you're taking pride, right? Like even if the execution isn't perfect or isn't Chris Weed's idea of professional or whatever. People, right? We're supposed to be bringing fun and excitement and all that kind of stuff. Love your brand. Be proud of what you're wearing. Like if it makes you proud, if it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel like you're successful and you stand out and your customer looks like, hey, these guys really look the part. That's all that matters. Same thing goes with the wraps. Like some wraps, I'm like, whoa, that's a no for me.
So I have a funny story. So there's a guy in middle of November DMs me and is like, hey, I'm like, he has a very successful shirt business, like whatever, makes custom shirts. And he's going to start a bounce house business, I believe, and used my YouTube video. I wanted to say thank you and make free shirts, like design free shirts for us. And so I was like, okay, like, yeah, that's great. And so he sends me this link and I'm like, oh shit. Cause it's like the sublimated, like all over print thing. I'm like, oh shit, my guys are going to mutiny. I was like, okay, I like this one. I like this one, right? Not even like these crazy, crazy things. So he kind of mocks it up and he puts the Let's Get Lit logos all over it. And so I write him back, like dead honest. I'm like, I'm going to send these to the group chat. I'm just concerned that my guys are going to lose their minds. So I screenshot it and I send it to the group chat and it's instantaneous. Hell no. Is this a fucking joke?
I remember that.
And I was like, oh, I told you. Like, it's just not there. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not who we are. Put it like that.
So
I'm trying to find those messages and so I can show you.
I saw that
screen. Good looking.
To me, you're like, look at this. So I see my guys are polar opposite. Like this was like sitting beside me. This is like, we have an ice cream truck, right? So this is our ice cream queen shirt. I want you to know that every single guy that works for me wants one of these shirts. We'll wear these shirts. We'll wear these shirts like in public, not even working, like at the grocery store, whatever. I'm like, dude, what is even wrong with you? But like when we send out, like I'll let them pick, like we'll get like 6 or 7 examples or whatever. And it's always funny, like whether they pick the ones that I like or not. Ultimately, I usually let them decide because they're the ones wearing them most of the time. But they want the ones with the pumpkins and the turkeys and all this stuff. I love that. Like, it's funny. I'm like, okay, Chris Weed, I don't care what you say because my guys are always in some type of uniform, like whether it's ninja, whether it's bounce house. They wear bounce house queen shirts.
There, those are the shirts.
So those are similar to like our Christmas shirts.
They like went nuts about hell no. I was like, because ours are so boring. Like they used to be black, and then I changed them to green, and the guy's like, we like the black ones better.
My guys do prefer black, no matter, like it can have all this other stuff, but they do like the black.
Yeah, and then I switched the jump off. They wear black jump off shirts. They do look good. Like the logo's kind of inverted and then has red. It does look good, but I was like, oh my god, it was just funny. Like I could never ever get him to wear that. But that ice cream shirt, that's different. Like that one hits different. I don't know why, but like you held it up. I was like, no, that's yeah. Look, even Tom said he'd rock that. Oh, he would.
Yeah, like it's funny. I think it depends. Like age is like a thing too. Like my guys are, I would say probably like 22 to 32. So, but even like my younger guys, like when in the summers and stuff, they love to like wear the stuff and the dumb like themed Crocs. Like they get so excited. I'm like, guys, really? Like we had these, they're kind of like color shifting. They were like Harry Potter. Oh, those are so, they're like purple green. Oh, those are so cool. I'm like, what is wrong with, like, I wouldn't even wear those. But I think it makes them feel proud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm working on switching mine. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's over there. I've got like some testers.
Oh,
there you go. Right over there. Yeah, we're gonna revamp our uniforms for next year. Let's Get Lit's gonna be like, they're gonna look like car mechanics almost. And then, but I can't decide like what to do with jump off because I mean you have the same weather as me, right? So it's hot and humid. It's like it's got to be the like lightest possible. Like I bought a long sleeve with the hood like fishing shirts, which
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with. No, they're like, nah, it's kind of
Yeah.
hot. Like we need the tank top. I'm like, less sun on your skin is the way to go. But like, whatever you guys want to do.
My guys are tank top guys too. We use this guy Sultan in Pakistan. He makes like, I guess they're like swim trunks. I don't know what they are, but my guys are obsessed with those shorts. Like they have pockets. Like again, like we see them out and they're like wearing them. I'm like, you guys need like clothing allowance, like so you don't have to branded some places because. But they're just, they dry fast. They have zipper pockets, like all these things that it's just, it's comfortable and it's easy.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm at too, where I want to get like some shorts. Like I don't want them all like having matching like tan shorts and black. Like that would be a little bit too much, I think. But like just some different shorts where they're like, I almost want like waterproof shorts because it rains so much in the summer.
Kind of what these are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Or the swim trunk kind of move is the other one I was thinking, like, and then make them like goofy, like, how swim trunks are goofy ass print.
that's,
like,
we have like triangles and like, I don't, all these like weird shapes and they're like different colors. We have black ones. We have like variations because we have joggers and sweatshirts and like, this kind of stuff. But like, there's some guys that are like, I'll take the black.
That's, I mean, that would be me.
I want the crazy ones, I'm like, okay. Then they ordered like purple ones, and I'm like, guys, and they're like, no, these are so cool. Like the customers love it, like then you look like this big giant purple like plum. I'm like, you should probably wear that with the black shirt. They're like, no. I'm like, okay.
I wanted to get like the sweatpant joggers, but like down the side it says jump off, like down the leg, like. And I'm trying to like picture what old sweatpants I had like in the 90s or something I had that were like Stussy or something. I don't know, back in the day.
Oh, like it's a great idea. I could probably go grab a pair. We have like these purple joggers. The guys wear, like, I don't even like them. I think they're ugly, but the guys, that was what they picked. And I was like, absolutely you will never catch me in this. But hey, if that's what you guys like, then they have tank tops that match them too.
Oh Lord. Okay, I want to give everybody a little bit of a tip here. I've never made anything about this publicly before. There you go. I'm not going to say a whole bunch. I'm just going to let you know, almost to 1,000 Google reviews.
Boom.
Yeah. These changed the game. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to leave that little nugget out there.
But what do you do with them? You just showed a card.
So you have your phone, and so then you put it to your phone. This one might not be programmed. Yeah, let me see if I got like 5 or 6 of them right here. But then it pops up to the top, and then you click it, and it will go to later, Roman. It'll go to straight to leave a Google review.
Boom.
So you're at their house, and you're like, hey. Could you leave us a 5-star Google or leave us a Google review? Whatever your script is going to be, right? They're like, yeah, I totally will. You're like, well, do you have your phone in your pocket? Glue, glue. And it goes straight to it. And it's just like, oh.
Now we know all your secrets, dude.
Literally, that's the last one. That's the last one I've been like, I don't want anybody to do this near me. But then what's funny is this starts happening. Like I start talking about them, people are like, "Oh yeah, well, I've been using those for years." Cards that are branded too. I just put a sticker on them, like pretty lame, but I just put a stick, and they're in like a little case, so it's like bulky, so the guys don't lose them. But I accidentally bought like 14 of them, like 'cause I had more in my cart than I thought, and I wasn't paying attention, just checked out, and then 14 of them showed up, so I have a million. Christmas guy here. Hello. I'm rocking Christmas today. All right. I've got a hard out. I got to be home by 2 because Mish is at the salon today, and it's 1:13 my time. So we need to start winding down a little bit. But this is the part of doing podcasts I'm always awful at, is getting to the end of them. Do you have any secret skills there, Jana?
Telling us she's kind of out there too. Like I'm reading hers. She's like, "Hey guys."
Yeah, we're a little out there
too. We like that, Stacy. Okay, I'm sorry. How do we end the podcast? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know.
uh,
Because you asked me to be, I'm learning every day.
by the way, Garrett, I just got that case. I just got it on Amazon. Just type in like ID card. It's like an ID card case, and then it has little like retractable thingies.
Oh yeah,
Don't-
Joe is one of those.
Yeah, I've that those don't work. So like they're just like this just needs to stay in the truck. That's why those little thingies are in a drawer over there, because like the guy's gonna clip it on their tank top and be like Look what Jess said. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
I love you too. No, I love you. I miss you more.
I think that's an old person joke. It's called a Zappy card, Tanya. It's called a Zappy. Zappy cards. Yeah, they're awesome. Okay, so that was podcast episode number 1. Oh yeah, and you have to have a thing to like program them. No big deal. Yeah, so that was podcast number 1. So I think it was very, very good in the middle. Thought it was B- in the beginning, and now the end is a little clunky. But like, subscribe to the show. It helps.
That's why we're out there.
Leave it. Oh, if you're listening on Spotify, leave a review. 5 stars is what I prefer. But like, if you think me and Jana suck, then like, be honest. Give us your honest. Tell us what's up. And then what else do we got? Oh, if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe, please. Thank you. And then all of you guys on Facebook. Basically, the plan is going to be the podcast will live on Spotify under my podcast for now, which is called Just Go. So it's like a show, like whatever. And then we'll also be on my YouTube channel. And then I don't know if they have lived somewhere on Facebook. You can like watch them live later or what. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then then we'll be back next month about the same time every month. So kind of like the end of the month, almost every month. And then kind of have some plans to do like Easter one, I think, like prep for Easter show. We'll do some fun stuff.
We got some ideas. And most important takeaway for today is Event Pro Summit.
Event Pro Summit. Come to that. The ticket link is obnoxiously pinned right at the top of the Facebook. So go buy tickets, come to that. We will over deliver. I promise.
Same.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
Bye, everybody.